Her K9 dog wouldn't leave the drawer. What it revealed about her stepfather was chilling. From the moment Bella brought Max home, something felt off in that house. Max was no ordinary dog. He was a trained K9, retired after 5 years of military service. Loyal, alert, and incredibly intelligent. He had saved lives and uncovered things humans could never sense. Bella, a 25-year-old woman recovering from a tragic past, adopted Max hoping for protection and peace. But what she got was a truth so disturbing. It would shatter everything she believed about the man she called Dad for over a decade. It all started just 2 weeks after Max moved in. Bella noticed he would pace back and forth near the living room drawer. Not once, not twice, but every single day. He wouldn't bark, but he would growl lowly, scratch at the bottom, and occasionally sit beside it, unmoving like a soldier on duty. She thought maybe it was a mouse or an old scent from food, but cleaning the drawer didn't change a thing. Max wouldn't budge. Her stepfather, George, seemed irritated by Max's behavior. "You need to train that dog better," he would say, forcing a laugh that didn't reach his eyes. Bella brushed it off. George had raised her after her mom died when she was 12. He had always been strict but supportive. He was the only parent she had left. But Max's behavior grew more intense. One night, Max began barking uncontrollably at 2 a.m., right at that same drawer. Bella, startled, rushed down the stairs. The drawer wasn't just scratched. It looked like it had been clawed at with desperation. George stormed out his room, red with anger. "I've had enough of this mutt," he shouted, storming toward Max. The dog didn't flinch. Instead, he stood between George and the drawer, baring his teeth. Bella had never seen Max so protective, and she had never seen her stepfather look so nervous. The next morning, while George was out, Bella decided to take a closer look. She emptied the drawer, keys, old mail receipts. Nothing unusual, but Max kept pawing at the drawer's bottom panel. With a screwdriver in hand and trembling fingers, she unscrewed the base plate. What she found made her blood turn cold. Inside the hidden compartment were 3 old USB drives, a dozen undeveloped film rolls, and a sealed envelope addressed to her mother. Postmarked just a month before she died, Bella's hand shook as she opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, handwritten by her mother. "If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident. George's secrets. I found out things. I'm scared. If you ever find this, protect Bella. Please." Tears welled in Bella's eyes. Her mother had died in a so-called car accident. George had said she was driving late at night and lost control. There had never been an investigation. Bella had only been 12. She had no reason to question it. Until now. Max whimpered beside her, nudging the USB drives with his nose. Bella plugged one into her laptop. It was full of files, journal entries, photos, and audio recordings. Some were of her mother, secretly recording conversations with George. One recording made Bella's heart stop. "George, I know what you did to your first wife. You think I don't know? I found her medical records. The bruises, the silence. You can't hide it anymore." Then a crash, a scream. The recording ended. Bella was frozen in place. Her mother had discovered something terrifying, something that might have gotten her killed. The rest of the files painted an even darker picture. George had a past. A sealed file from a state mental hospital. Allegations of domestic abuse. A restraining order filed by a woman Bella had never heard of. He had changed his name years ago, before marrying Bella's mother. Everything she thought she knew was a lie. She called police, trembling. Max never left her side. When the detectives arrived, Bella handed over the evidence. Forensics confirmed the letter was authentic. The data on the drives was untouched. Within days, a deeper investigation was launched into her mother's death. George was arrested 2 weeks later. But that wasn't the end of it. During interrogation, George confessed not only to the murder of Bella's mother, but also to the mysterious death of his first wife, a case that had gone cold for nearly 20 years. He had been living under a false identity, hiding in plain sight. The police told Bella if Max hadn't drawn attention to that drawer, it might have taken decades, or never, for the truth to come out. Max had sensed what no one else could. He didn't just save Bella's life. He gave her justice. Today, Bella lives far from that house, with Max always at her side. She speaks publicly about domestic abuse, encouraging others to never ignore their instincts or those of their dogs. The drawer that once held her darkest truths is gone, but the lessons remain. Sometimes the ones who protect us don't use words, they use growls, scratches, and unshakable loyalty, because heroes come in all form, and sometimes they wear fur. Like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you can receive notifications of every new video.